In this GoPro tips and tricks video, we're reviewing Monopod. Now, I don't quite know how licensing worked out for that name but I think it's made in China and I don't think it really matters too much. So, this is one of these little tiny compact extendable arms or poles for kind of mounting compact cameras, GoPros, phones, and all kinds of things on to get self-portrait shots. Now, I've avoided looking at these in the past because they don't do well with impact. And when you compare them to something like our Sandmark action pole or the lots of other GoPro poles that we've looked at, they're not very robust, and you couldn't really go skiing with this because some impacts would send the camera moving. The locking mechanism and how the camera works isn't really that great, but they do have the added benefit of just being only this big. So you can pick these things up for about $6 on Amazon, and they're really, really cheap. And I figured we'd just have a little conversation about whether or not they're actually something that's worth it for their size and price. So here it is. This is the Monopod made in China. On the bottom here, there's a little rubberized grip. There's a little wrist thing here so you don't drop it. On the bottom here, there's a thread for a tripod, but that's threaded into plastic, so don't tighten that one up too much. And then to extend it, you just pull. There's no locking mechanism on here. It's all just tension. But what's really cool with it is it goes up, it folds up this small, and it goes really, really long. We'll fold it back down here so it's all in the frame of the video, and then we'll look at how the head works. So on the head here, there's a tripod bolt, and then a little spinning mechanism down here on the bottom so you can thread it in and out, and then you can change the angle of it and lock it in with this side screw. Now, this mechanism's not great, and if you tighten this down as hard as you can and then put a camera on it, you're probably still going to be able to change the angle, so that's one of those points of connection which just isn't so great. Same thing with these extension arms. They do spin, so there's always the chance of it spinning, but if all you're trying to do is get stationary self-portrait shots or use it as a bit of a steady cam, this thing could be pretty cool. Also included in mine was a cell phone mount. So this is a cell phone grip which screws on here like this, and then you get your cell phone out and you can put it into this little tray just like this, and you can use it to use your cell phone to take either self-portrait video or self-portrait photos, or if you wanted to use it as a bit of a steady cam, you could do that. So all kinds of possibilities with that. Also, this little frame could then be used with all other tripods, because all this is a 1/4 by 20 inch threaded nut there on the bottom, so you could use this with any other tripod if you wanted to mount your cell phone onto a tripod for some reason. But of course, we're GoPro tips and tricks, so we've got to put our GoPro on it. So we've got our GoPro on a tripod mount. We're going to screw it onto the bottom here, just like this. This little thumb nut there makes it very hard to get this thing tight. And just like that, our GoPro is mounted. So there it is. It folds up very small and it extends to just about 1 meter long once it's fully extended. And it does allow you to get great self-portrait shots from your GoPro without having to carry around a larger GoPro pole. But it does have its drawbacks. It's not very stable when it's fully extended and you put that camera on the end of it. There's a fair amount of movement in that pole. And if you twist your hand and you want the camera to rotate, because of so many points of give, the camera may rotate or it may not, or it may slip. And also you can see here I've cranked this down as much as I can and I can still really change the angle. So it's definitely not something for high impact sports. You don't want to take this thing skiing. And if you do, you better make sure it's a really powdery day and you're just being really gentle with it. But having said all that, it is a good way to get the camera off of your body a little bit, with a little bit more distance, a little bit more extension, so you can really capture that immersive self-portrait shot you're looking for. If you're just going to use this to take photos, you don't really have to worry about that vibration that's coming from the handle, because you're taking a snapshot in time with that photo, and it doesn't really matter if that pole's moving between shots. It'll look pretty good. If, however, you're shooting video and suddenly that pole, which we're so used to seeing in GoPro videos, stable, is starting to move around, your footage may not look that great. So, guys, this is my review of these kind of cheap little Monopod Well, this one's from Monopod, but these cheap little extendable poles, which you can pick up on Amazon for about $6. So you can check out the video description if you don't know what I'm talking about. So I've got a link there to a whole bunch of different ones. And yeah, I think they do have their place. They're probably better for taking self-portrait shots with very small compact cameras, which don't really have that wide angle lens to be able to do that. And for phones, for a GoPro mount, I'm not really seeing the point, although they are small and compact. So maybe if you're just using your GoPro for stationary still shots, you want to be able to take this up hiking with you or something like that, then maybe this makes some sense, but it's definitely not something for high impact sports. Thank you guys for watching. This was another GoPro tips and tricks video. If you guys have enjoyed it, please make sure you subscribe, check out my channel for lots more videos, and like the videos. If you've got any questions or comments, leave them down below. I read all of those, and I respond to just about as many of them as I can. Until next time, guys, thank you very much for watching.